Alright, what's up everybody? This is my first NBA game for Donkey Puncher. Let me just start off by saying that, like, the intros are a little bit longer than the previous game for NBA 2K11, but they go above and beyond of anything that you could have thought of to like intro a game. And they start off with some music, and then they start off with the starting five, and they give like points and rebounds, and they showcase the actual player by himself. My first game that I played, where I just played like Pistons and it was like Pistons and Celtics or something like that, and I skipped the intros completely just to get to the game, just to play a little bit. But seeing these intros, I mean, it's just awesome, and it blows away last year. As you see, as you see the players and you see the points per game, the rebounds, block shots, or steals, or assists, pretty damn cool in my opinion. There's a lot of different stuff going on during the game as well. If you haven't played yet, or if you have played, every time there's a break in between quarters, or even like halftime's even longer too, as far as time wise goes. But anytime there's a break between quarters, they kind of showcase an NBA game that's happening during the week or that day. You'll see it in this video. I kind of highlighted one of them out of the two that they did, which was like the Magic against the Heat, and they show Dwight Howard and LeBron James and stuff like that, and they talk about the game a little bit. And of course with halftime they talk about what's going on with the league. Of course they show highlights of the first half and the key players and who's high scorer and everything like that, and they give all the highlights. But then they go across the league and they show like finals, and of course they show games in progress and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I mean, it'll be pretty cool to kind of look at that when it's getting near like the end of the year, if you're in a division race or even a conference race, or you're fighting for that first spot, or you're fighting for the division to gain home court advantage, like in the first round of the playoffs and stuff like that, to where you're at. If you need a team to lose, to where they might play a game before you and you might see if they lose. So if you're trying to play safe or you're trying to play smart, maybe you can play a little bit more reckless. If you saw that other team lost and maybe you're down or something, maybe you can play a little bit more reckless and trying to get back in the game. I think it's pretty cool that they added that to the game. As far as my first game goes, pretty disappointing. It's not like the greatest thing in the world that you'll see. I kind of play differently than some others might. I'm not that much of a ball hog. I don't throw up shots just to throw up shots. Of course, obviously that'll give me more skill points and everything like that, but I'd like to try to play as true to the game as possible. I know it is a game, or I know it is a video game and blah blah blah, but I try to play as much as I can as a real player, and try to be a team player first, and then think about myself second. But played mostly shooting guard, unfortunately. It's kind of like last year. Like if you were a point guard, they kind of throw you in as a shooting guard just to get you on the court. You might be third on the depth chart or something like that on point guard, so they're going to throw you in as a shooting guard. So that's what I played mostly. I played like 15 minutes, and I think about 11 to 12 minutes of those 15 minutes I was basically the shooting guard for most of the game, which was kind of BS because I hardly got the ball. My opinion, just a piece of advice: try to take off the plays that they give you on the court, because I set the plays to where I can see all the plays and stuff like that. And I mean, there's just lines going everywhere, and you kind of don't know which line is yours, and sometimes your line shows up a little bit late, so it kind of gets confusing. So my opinion, just let the plays just play out by itself, like switch it over back to, I don't know, it's like the default where you only see your line and your line only. It helps a ton. I think I'm probably going to do that in my next game because it was a pain in the ass in this game. But played pretty well as far as when I was actually at the point. Got like 4 points and an assist during that time. Of course, I'm trying to give up the ball and try to set up my teammates. Played pretty good defense. At the end of the game, for some reason, they said the matchup, how it favors you or your opponent, it favored them even though they only scored on me once the entire game. I didn't get that. As far as the dynamic goals go, that's pretty cool. I got one for play it smart as far as don't commit a turnover. I had like 5 or 6 minutes left in the third quarter, and basically, you have to exactly what they ask you to do is play it smart and don't commit a turnover, and of course you get skill points for that. I think I got, let's see, like your first game is a double points, so I think it was probably 500, so I got double. I think I got like 1,000 points, skill points out of it for doing the dynamic goals that I reached, so that was pretty cool. Anything else? I mean, the press conference is pretty cool. I got that coming up in a little bit. Regardless of what kind of game you got, kind of the breakdown of your skill points. Considering them, I had a poor game, even though I didn't commit a turnover or anything like that. Or, I had 2 fouls, but they were good fouls. I think out of the 2 fouls, the guy only made like 1 free throw. So overall, it was pretty decent. Just trying to get accumulated to the game, and that's about it. So press conference coming up later.
Tonight, you made your NBA debut coming off the bench. Were you hoping for more minutes, or was this still a successful beginning to your career?
Oh, it was a good start, no doubt. I'm still getting used to this team, learning how everyone plays, but Coach and my teammates have been great so far, and I already feel like I'm light years ahead of where I was at the beginning of training camp. I got plenty of room to improve, too, so I look at tonight's game like a small first step in what will hopefully be a long and successful career.